We did question number 89 in the last class and question number 90 as well, na? And I think I gave you question number 91 for your homework. Is that right?
Sir, you gave 90 and 91 as homework.
90 and 91 both. Okay. So, all right. So just tell me if you are done with question number 90. Anybody having any problem with question number 90?
Yes, sir, I have attempted it, but I think it would be good if I could see the solution.
Okay. Anyone else? So actually, I'll have to solve the entire question. I don't think I have the solution for the question. Let me check whether I have saved the solution. Okay, so we don't have the solution to question number 90. I think I'll have to solve the question for you. Anyone else have done this question number 90, Kushi? You tried this question? Eben?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Completed? Anyone is having problem other than Alexander?
Yes, sir.
You're having some problem?
Yes, sir. Even I want to know the solution.
Okay, all right. So in that case, I think I'll have to solve the entire question. Okay, just a minute. Let me start the solution. Just give me a moment. All right, so let's just read the entire question one more time. So the question is saying that there are two partners, X and Y. They were sharing the profit and loss in the ratio of 5:3, and on the above date, they decided to change their PSR to 3:5 and agreed upon the following: machine in stock to be revalued from 45,000. From machinery was earlier at 38,000, right? And now they have agreed to revalue the machinery, and stock also increased to 8,000. Claim on compensation is there 6,000. Goodwill is to be valued at 2 years purchase, and we need to pass the general entry, prepare the revaluation account, partners capital account, balance. See, I'm not going to pass the general entries because I believe that general entry is easy in this question, and I'm sure that you all be able to pass the general entry yourself. So I'll start with the revaluation, partners capital account, and the balance sheet only, because I'll be preparing all the three accounts: revaluation, partnership, partners capital account, and the balance sheet only. And you are supposed to complete the general entries of this question. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me just open the notepad. Just give me a minute. Okay, so question number 91. Solution to question number 90. So in this question, we need to prepare, first of all, the revaluation account. Let me just prepare first of all, complete the format. Revaluation account. Particulars. Then amount, particulars, and amount. Okay, then let's just also prepare the format for the partner's capital account. Then also let's prepare the format of the balance sheet. Liabilities, then assets and amount. All right, so this is the format of different types of account evaluation, partners capital account, and the balance sheet. Now let's come back to the question. Okay, so question in the question you can see we have, first of all, the first thing given in the question is that uh, additional information A, machinery and stock to be revalued at 45,000 and 8,000. So you can see the earlier the value of the machinery was, earlier the value of the machine was, 38,000. Now the machinery will be valued at 45,000. So that means there is an increase in the value of the machinery, right? So we have to, since the value of the machinery is increasing, therefore we should record it on the credit side of the revaluation account. Is that correct, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And then there is an increase in the value of the stock as well. Stock which was earlier recorded at 7,000 in the balance sheet, now to be revalued at 8,000. That means the value of the stock is also increasing. So what are we going to do? We will go to the revaluation account. We'll go to the revaluation account, and on the credit side of the revaluation account, we'll write down by machinery. There is an increase in the value of the machinery from 38,000, it is going to 45,000. That means there is an increase in the value of machinery by 7,000. So we will record it on the credit side of the revaluation account. Then the value of the stock is also increasing. So we'll write down by stock. Value of the stock is increasing by 1,000. So 1,000 will be recorded on the credit side of the revaluation account. Going back to the question, you can see in the point B, it says that claim on account of workman compensation is 6,000. So see, we have a reserve of how much? We have a reserve of 10,000, right? So out of the 10,000, just a minute. Yeah, out of 10,000 of reserve, there is a claim to be paid to the workers of rupees 6,000. That means there is remaining 6,000 which can be distributed among the partners. Is that right? Since we have a reserve of 10,000, and workman compensation claim is only for rupees 6,000, that means there is a excess amount of reserve left. So the remaining amount of reserve, which is 4,000, what are we going to do with the remaining amount of reserve? Tell me. How do we deal with the remaining amount of reserve? Please tell me.
Sir, we distribute among the partners in
In
old
what
profit
ratio?
share. Old
Correct, that
profit.
is right. So therefore, since the excess amount is to be distributed among the partners and the old PSR, so we'll go to the partners capital account. Na? We'll go to the partners capital account. We'll go to the partners capital account, and the workman compensation reserve will be distributed between the X and Y. So we'll write down by workman compensation reserve. 4,000 is to be distributed among the X and Y, between X and Y, right? So 4,000 into what was their old PSR? Old profit sharing ratio was 5:3. Is that correct? So that means 5/8 for X and 4,000 into 3/8 for Y. Right, everyone? So once you calculate 5/8 of 4,000, it will be 2,500 for X, and remaining 1,500 will be credited to Y's capital account. Is that correct, everyone? Tell me yes,
Yes,
or no.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, moving back to the question again. Let's read the third point. In the third point, so just yeah. In the third point, it says that the goodwill will be valued on the basis of 2 years purchase of the average profit of the last 3 years profit. So that means we have to find out the value of the goodwill, and then the valued goodwill will be adjusted between the partners depending upon their gaining and sacrificing shares, right? So for that purpose, we will have to prepare an extra working note. We will have to prepare an extra working note just to find out the gaining and sacrificing shares of the partner. So I'll come down and I'll make some space for the working note. Working note. This working note will indicate the calculation of gaining and sacrificing shares of the partners. Calculation of gaining and sacrificing shares of partners. All right. X and Y. So their old profit sharing ratio was 5:3. That means 5/8 and 3/8. Now their new profit sharing ratio is 3:5. That means 3/8 and 5/8. And considering these values, we will find out the gaining and sacrificing share. So it will be -2/8, and for this, for Y, it will be 2/8. That means since X is getting the negative value, that means X is going to sacrificing 1/4, and Y will be gaining 1/4. Right, everyone? And taking into consideration their gaining and sacrificing share, we can just pass the general entry. General entry for the valued goodwill will be gaining partners account will be debited, right? So we'll write down Y's capital account, debit to X capital account, But the problem is that we don't have the value of the goodwill given in the question. So that means we will have to find out the value of the goodwill. Only then we will be able to pass the general entry. So I'll make one more working note, and this working note will be for the calculation for the valuation of goodwill. valuation of goodwill. And tell me which method of the valuation of goodwill will be applied in this question. Which method will be applied? The super profit method, the weighted average method, the average profit method, or capitalization method? Which method will be applied in this question?
Your average profit.
Average profit method, right? So for that purpose, we will have to first of all find out the average profit, then multiply it with the number of year purchase. Number of year purchase is already given in the question. Now, number of year purchase is how much? It is 2 years. And we have the profit for the last 3 years is also given. Last 3 years profit is given 7,500, 4,000, and 6,500. So taking into consideration all these values, we will find out the average profit, then find out the value of the goodwill. So the first of all, we will apply the formula. Goodwill equals to average profit
multiplied by number of years of purchase.
Correct. Multiplied by number of years purchased. All right. Now to find out the average profit, we will add the last 3 years profit and then divide it by 3. So the last 3 years profit is 7,500, 4,000, and 6,500. 7,500 plus 4,000 plus 6,500. We will divide these value by 3 and again multiply it with 2 years. Now after calculating this, you will get the value of the goodwill. 7,500 plus 4,000 plus 6,500 divided by 3, it will be 6,000 multiplied by 2, we got 12,000 as the value of the goodwill. The value of the goodwill is 12,000. Now since we got the value of the goodwill, we can now pass the general entry. So the general entry for the self-valued goodwill is gaining partners capital account will be debited to the sacrificing partners capital account. So that means Y's capital account will be debited by 12,000 into 2/8, or you can also say 1/4. So into 2 divided by 8, it will be 3,000. So Y's capital account will be debited by 3,000 and X capital account will also be debited by 3,000. And we need to write down the narration as well. So I'll write down being goodwill adjusted among the partners. All right, everyone, this general entry is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, now see, what is written in the general entry? Y's capital account need to be debited, right? So we'll go to the partner's capital account. On the debit side, in the column of Y, we'll write down 3,000. Y's capital account is debited by 3,000, right? But on the debit side, we'll write down to X capital account. That basically means that Y will be giving 3,000 to X. So therefore, Y's capital account will be debited because he has to give 3,000 to X. And similarly, we'll go to the credit side of the partner's capital account and then write down by Y's capital. X capital need to be credited now. So X capital account will be credited by 3,000 and we'll write down Y's capital account. Got it, everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. Now, what else is left in this? What else is left in this question? Yeah. Coming back to the question again, I think we did all the additional information. Now let's come to the balance sheet section. In the balance sheet, you can see there is a goodwill. There is one more goodwill there, right? And see, whenever there is goodwill given in the balance sheet, that means which kind of goodwill it is. It is the self-valued goodwill, or it should be considered as the purchased goodwill. Tell me. Goodwill of 8,000 will be considered as the purchased goodwill or the self-valued goodwill?
Self-valued.
No, self-valued goodwill is already there. Na? In the additional information C, we already calculated self-valued goodwill. So the value, whenever the value of goodwill is given in the books of account, that means in the balance sheet, it is
Sir, it's
always
the purchase goodwill because it's
correct.
given.
It is always a purchase goodwill since it is given in the balance sheet. So it is one of the
Not
you can
given,
see
so
you can see the
self-value.
it is an hint whenever the goodwill is given in the question in the balance sheet, it means that it is a self-valued goodwill. Sorry, it is the purchased goodwill. Got it? Is this clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since it is the purchased goodwill, anyone remember how do we treat the purchased goodwill? What do we do about the purchased goodwill? Self-valued goodwill is to be distributed among the partners, adjusted among the partners, right? But what about the purchased goodwill?
Sir, old partner capital account to goodwill.
Old partners capital account to goodwill, right? That means it is to be written off. It is to be written off between the partners, right? It has to be borne. The loss of the writing of the goodwill has to be borne by the old partners. So we will debit the partners capital account and credit the goodwill account. So in this situation, 8,000 will be debited to partners capital account. So we'll write down, going to the partners capital account, we'll write down to goodwill, right? 8,000 will be distributed among the partners in the ratio in the old TSR. So 5 by 8 for X and 3 by 8 for Y. So that means X will be bearing 5,000 and Y need to bear 3,000. Tell me if it is clear or not, everybody.
Yes, sir. Clear.
The amount of goodwill that is given in the question need to be distributed among the partners, need to be written off between the partners. So therefore I have debited their account. Okay, moving on to the next point. See, now look at the on in the asset side of the balance sheet. We have machinery, we have furniture, sundry debtors, stock, bank. There is nothing given in the balance sheet which requires adjustment except the advertisement suspense account. I've already told you that advertisement suspense account is a kind of loss, and if it is a loss, it is to be borne by both the partners and the old PSR. So we will come back to the partners capital account one more time and write down to advertisement suspense account. Advertisement suspense account. The amount was 800. It is to be distributed between the partners in their old PSR. So that means X will be bearing the loss of 500 and Y has to bear 300. Now, we are done with the asset
How
side.
did you got
Now,
that 500 and 300?
how did we got 500, 300? See, amount of advertisement expense suspense account was how much? It was 800, na? It is to be distributed between the partners. So X is going to bear in the old ratio, he is going to bear 5 by 8 and Y will be getting 3 by 8. So when you will calculate 5 by 8 of 800 and 3 by 8 of 800, you will get 300
And
for
500.
Y and 500. Got it? This is how we got 5
Yes.
and 300. Okay. Coming back to the question. Now look at the credit side of the balance sheet. On the credit side, we have X capital account, Y's capital account, general reserve is there. So we do not require to make any adjustment in the capital. X and Y capital account, since these are the capital balances of the partner. So these need to be recorded in the partner's capital account as the opening balance of the partner's capital account. X capital account and Y's capital account, 52,000 and 4,000. This will be considered as the opening balance of the partner's capital account. So we'll go back to the partner's capital account and write down the opening balances of the partner. We'll write down by balance. Let me change the color. By balance BD. This is the opening balance. So 52,000 and 54,000. Right? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then on the liability side, we have a general reserve. When nothing is given, no adjustment is given regarding the general reserve, then it should be distributed among the partners in the old PSR, right? In the question, we do not have any information regarding the treatment of the general reserve. So if there is no treatment, though no information given regarding the treatment of the general reserve, we will simply distribute it among the partners in the old PSR. So this 48,000 will be distributed among the partners in the old PSR. So coming back to the partners capital account, we'll distribute it among the partners. So we'll write down by, let me write it here, by general reserve. 4,800 need to be distributed among the between the partners. 48 into 5 by 8 and 4,800 into 3 by 8. So it will be 30,000, right, and 18,000. So X is going to get 30,000 and Y will be getting 18,000. Tell me everyone, is this correct? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
Clear. Then again, coming back to the balance sheet, we have employees provident fund. So employee provident fund is a liability, and if nothing is given regarding the liability, we are not required to make any changes in the value of the liability. It will be kept as it is. Sundry creditor is also there, 5,000. So nothing will be done regarding the sundry creditor, employees provident fund. Both are the liability. It will be written in the new balance sheet as it is. Workman compensation is there as well. Workman compensation is already treated. We already made the adjustment regarding the workman compensation reserve. So I don't think there is any other thing that is given in the in the balance sheet that requires any kind of adjustment. So let's come back to the partners capital account. One thing is only required. Let's just go back to the revaluation. Let's just find out the partners profit, revaluation account profit. So for that purpose, we will have to total the credit side value, right? We will total the credit side value. On the credit side, we have 7 plus 1, it is 8,000, right? And since there is no debit side item, so the entire amount will be considered as the profit by revaluation profit. This is the profit of the revaluation account. So we'll write down by profit transferred to partners capital account. So that means A will be getting 8,000 into 5 by 8 and B is going to get 8,000 into 3 by 8. So and it will be 5,000 and this will be 3,000. Now we will tally both the sides, 8,000 and 8,000. Now we will close the account, revaluation account. This is it. Done with the revaluation account. Is it clear, everybody?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, won't we put advertisement suspense in debit side?
No, see, advertisement suspense, if it is given in the balance sheet, we are clear that the entire amount has to be borne by the partners. It is a loss and it is eventually it should be borne by the partners. So we directly transfer the advertisement suspense account to the partners capital account directly. So we are not required to write down the value of the advertisement suspense account in the revaluation.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Understood. Yes, sir.
Since it is a loss, there is no revaluation taking place. We are not revising the value of the advertisement suspense account. Therefore, we won't record the value of the advertisement suspense account in the revaluation account. We are
Okay,
clear
sir.
that advertisement suspense account is a loss and loss need to be borne by the partners only. So therefore, we directly transfer the advertisement suspense loss to the partners capital account only. Got it?
Got it, sir. Clear.
And since there is a profit in the revaluation account, we will simply transfer the revaluation profit to the partners capital account on the credit side. So we'll write down by revaluation account. A will be getting 8,000 revaluation profit and Y will be getting 3,000 as the profit of the revaluation. Now we will close the partner's capital account as well, and find out the closing capital of the partners. So first of all, let's total the value of the X. So X have got, let me total the value, 52,000 plus 30,000 plus 2,500 plus 3,000 plus 8,000. It is 95,500. Let me check if I'm missing anything. It's 95,500. And out of 95,500, we will subtract 5,000. Then we will subtract 500 more. So we will get 90,000 as the closing balance of the partner X by 2 balance CD. It will be 90,000. And now we will tally both the sides. 95,500. Is that clear, everybody?
Sir, is X share in profit 8,000 or 5,000?
Uh-oh. Just don't let me correct it. Yeah, I'm sorry. X revaluation profit was 5,000. No? So we will write down 5,000. In that case, our closing capital is also incorrect. So 5,000. Okay, let's find out the balance one more time. 52,000, 30,000 plus 2,500 plus 3,000 plus 5,000. So it is 92,500. Is it correct this time, Alexander? 92,500.
Yes, sir.
And then we will subtract 5,500 out of it. So subtracting 5,500, we will get 87,000 as the closing balance of X. Done. Now, similarly, we'll find out the closing balance for Y as well. So first of all, total the value of the credit side for Y. It will be 54,000, then 18,000, then 1,500, and then 3,000. It will be 76,500. 76,500. And then out of 76,500, we will subtract 3,000, and then again we will subtract 3,000, then 300. It will be 70,200. 70,200. Got it? Is this clear?
Sir, is
Yes,
it
sir.
87,000 on the X balance currently?
This is 87,000. X
Okay,
closing
sir.
balance is 87,000. Now let's totally let write down the final value of both the sides, 92,500 and 76,500. Clear, everybody? All of you, is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now we will carry forward the closing balance of the partner's capital account to the balance sheet. So we'll come to the balance sheet and write down the partner's capital account balances. So capital account of the partner. For X and Y. For X, it will be, it was 87,000 for X. And for Y, it will be 7,200. Total both the values. And write it here, 157,200. After that, we'll write down other values of the balance sheet. So for that purpose, we will have to come back to the balance sheet. So see, looking at the asset side, we already written off the goodwill. Then the value of the machinery is revalued at 45,000. So we will write down the revised value of the machinery. So machinery will now reflect at 45,000. And other than machinery, furniture remains same. Since there is no change in the value of the furniture, there is no change in the value of the sundry debtor, so it will remain same. Only the stock have raised from 7,000 to 8,000. So coming back to the solution, we'll write down the value of the furniture as 15,000 furniture. Then we had sundry debtors. Sundry debtors. The value of sundry debtor was 33,000. And then we have the value of stock, which was increased to 8,000. Then we have the bank balance. There is no change in the value of the bank balance. Bank balance remains same. It was 25,000. It will remain 25,000. So bank balance is going to remain same. Bank. Now advertisement suspense account is written off, so we are not required to write down the value of the advertisement suspense account. Coming to the liability side, we have general reserve, capital. General reserve is already distributed among the partners. Sundry creditor, there is no change in the value of the sundry creditor, so we can write down the value of the sundry creditor as it is. That means it will be reflected at 5,000 only. So sundry creditors. Other than sundry creditors, on the liability side, you can see there is employees provident fund as well. Employees provident fund is also a kind of liability, and since there is the liability is not changing, so we will write down the entire value of the employees provident fund. Employees provident fund is 1,000. Then we have other than this, we have a workman compensation reserve in the balance sheet, but the workman compensation reserve is distributed among the partners only. Now there will be a claim instead of workman compensation reserve. There will be a claim of 6,000. See, we have anticipated that workman compensation can be up to rupees 10,000, but the actual claim is only for rupees 6,000. That means now the liability towards workman compensation only stands as 6,000, right? So in the balance sheet, we will write down the value of the workman compensation at 6,000 only. So this will be now reflected in the balance sheet, workman compensation at 6,000. Then I think I have recorded all the items. Let's just total all the values. So 157,200 plus 5,000 plus 1,000 plus 6,000. So 169,200. I am getting this value as the balance of the asset side. I'll have to total the assets. The liability side balance is 169,200, and on the asset side we have 45,000 plus 15,000 plus 33,000 plus 8,000, and then I think there is a difference arising in the solution, 126,000. In that case, I think that we have committed some mistakes somewhere. We will have to go back to the partners capital account and other. Let me just check where we have committed the mistake. Just a minute, let me check. Just a minute, everyone. Let me find out the mistake. We got the profit of the revaluation account correctly, 8,000. Balance is 52, 454. Everything is like general reserves should be distributed among the partners. Okay, workman compensation fund is to be distributed. That is also right. I committed the mistake. Just a minute. Two, 30,000. Okay. I think the value of the general reserve was only. Sorry. The value of the general reserve was only 4,800, na? So in that case, general reserve and general, we will distribute general reserve. I have taken the value of the general reserve 48,000 instead of 4,800. So the correct value of the general reserve is only 4,800. So therefore, the amount of general reserve that will be credited to the partner's capital account will be 3,000 instead of 30,000. I'm sorry. This will be only 3,000. And this will only be 1,800. So therefore, we have a balancing problem. Just a minute. We will have to find out the closing balance of the partners one more time. I need to correct all these balances. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so now let's calculate the balance, partners cap closing balance one more time. 52,000 plus 3,000 plus 2,500 plus 3,000 plus 5,000. Okay, so it will be 65,500. 65,500. And out of 65,500, when you will subtract 5,500, the closing balance will be 60,000. It will be 60,000. Okay, again, just 65,500. And then similarly for Y, we'll do the same thing. 54,000 plus 1,800 plus 1,500 plus 3,000 minus 6,300. So it will be 54,000. This is the correct balance. 54,000. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So now accordingly make the changes and then we will carry forward the closing balances to the balance sheet. Just a minute. It will be 60,300. Coming back to the balance sheet, we'll have to write down 60,000 and 54,000. All right. So it will be 1,14,000. Now when we will tally, I guess this time our answer will match. Balance sheet will tally now. Let's just do it one more time. 1,14,000 plus 5,000 plus 1,000 plus 6,000. Yes, we are having the same balance on both the sides. So this time our solution is right. 1,26,000. Got it, everybody? This is how this question will be solved.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Anyone having any kind of problem solving this question? Anyone having any kind of doubt?
No, sir. The doubts are clear now.
Doubts are clear. Okay. All right, then I think we can do one more question. No, only 5 minutes are left in the session. Don't think we will be able to solve one more question. Anyways, so I have to give you one question for your homework. Question number 91 is your homework. I gave this question as homework in the last session as well. No?
Yes, sir.
Question
But
90.
it's very difficult, sir.
It's very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, it is going to take a lot of time, since see, in this question there is one special treatment. In additional point B, you need to do a lot of calculation. So this is going to be a difficult question, but this is very important. This is the most important question of this chapter. This is the most important question because this question requires capital adjustment, and we haven't done any question based on capital adjustment until now in this chapter. We will be discussing only two questions based on capital adjustment. This question number 91 I have for you regarding the capital adjustment, and then there is one more question regarding the capital adjustment, which is question number 94. So we'll be discussing both these questions in the next session. This is not that difficult, but it is just a new kind of question. It requires a new treatment. There is a special treatment in this question. So we'll be talking about the question number 91 and 92 in the next class. And the only homework for all of you is that just all of you just revise all the previous concept that we already covered in the previous sessions. This is it. I'm not giving you any homework for the next class. Question number 91, 92, you won't be able to solve these questions until I'll explain one of these questions. So we'll be talking about question number 91 and 92 in the next class. Only then you will be able to solve similar questions. So this is it for today's session, guys. Thank you so much for attending the session. We'll do these questions in the next class on Sunday. Till then, all of you take care. Goodbye.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Alexander, please.
Can I see the solution? I would like to take a screenshot.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute. Just tell me which section of the solution you want me to show you.
Sir, all three: revaluation.
Okay, so starting with the revaluation and the working note, everything, no?
No need working note, only the.
Okay. So this is the revaluation account.
Okay, next.
Then partners capital account.
Okay.
Then balance sheet. Done?
Okay, done, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bye, Alexander. See you on Sunday in the next class. Goodbye.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Excuse me, sir. One more thing.
Yes, Alexander, please.
I have a few doubts I want to clear. Would there be any way to arrange a class, maybe?
Yeah, just ask your counselor. Ask them to arrange a extra class for you. They'll arrange and they will also inform me. And make sure you send your doubts before the session so that I can look at those doubts and we won't waste a lot of time discussing those doubts in the session. So
Okay,
make
sir.
sure you send the doubts in advance.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Just talk
Okay,
to the
then.
counselor and arrange a session.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.